So apps need to remember things, and I'm going to show you kind of how apps do that. They do it with these things called variables. But let's start by just thinking about a spreadsheet. And this is something most people are pretty familiar with. And let's just think of a very small spreadsheet, maybe 2 by 3, and so you've got A and B rows, maybe 1, 2, and 3 across. And you can use a spreadsheet. You can put a 7 right there. Okay, and think of the spreadsheets. These are as memory cells. Okay, and programming, you've got memory cells just like you have with a spreadsheet, except you can't really see them as you're programming. But you can stick things in memory cells. So like in programming, I would have said set A2 to 7. And set's the term we use for kind of put in the cell. Okay, so when I put that 7 in that cell in programming, set A2 to 7. Now in kind of textual programming languages, I would just say A2 equals 7. Okay, in App Inventor, we've got a block, which is the set block, and I would have said set A2 to 7. Okay, but in either case, what I'm doing is I'm remembering some number or remembering something in a memory cell. Okay, and in programming, we call these guys like A2, we call those guys variables. So A2 is a variable, and really what it is a named memory cell. And in fact, we don't have to name things with column and rows. So I can say I want to have a variable called score. Alright, and I just think of it like this. Score is a memory cell that looks like that, and I could put 7 in as my score. Okay, so I can have variables named whatever I want, and they behave just like memory cells in a spreadsheet. Okay. So next thing I want to talk about is and let me make some room here, and I want to talk about incrementing. So I'm going to change color a little bit, and what I want to talk about is something like you might see in a game, and you've got a score. And really what you want to do is you want to change the score from 7 to 8. So you want to increment the score. And that's not the same. You can't just say set score to 8, because you really want to set score to, in English, 1 more. Of course, we can't use English, right? Now the way you do it in programming is you say set score to, and then let's just kind of block this off, score plus 1. Okay, so you say I want to set score to kind of itself plus 1 more. Okay, so here we're setting score, but this reference here is called a get, and it's a reference to a memory cell. And this is a little bit confusing, because in math, of course, you can't say x equals x plus 1. X never equals x plus 1 in math. And in fact here we're saying I want to change score to what it was equal to plus 1. So this is kind of a read. I want to go see what's in that cell, and this is a change it. So change it to what it was plus 1, which is kind of what our goal was. So anyway, this is the first lesson on how variables work and how you can kind of let an app remember stuff.